space. The final frontier where we lose our friends halfway through this journey every goddamn time.
It's a never-ending cycle out in space.
Fox, it's not my fault that the bathroom door and the door to outside the plane are exactly the same.
Well, someone could have told the girls that. Actually, now I think about it, I actually have this really funny idea in my head now where, like, because it was clearly just the dudes on this ship for all of those previous adventures that when they finally had, like, Crystal, they had to, like, invent a girls' restroom because they never needed one up until now.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, like, maybe this is just me, like, not thinking thoroughly enough, but as far as, like, men and women's public restrooms is, like, aside from, like, the stand-up toilets, there's really not that much difference between the two.
There really isn't. It's just a decency thing. Also, apparently, frickin' Andrew's still alive.
Oh yeah, remember that fuckhead that literally got himself blown up in Star Fox's ult? Yeah, he's still alive.
How is he alive? How is he like that? The frickin' insectoids or whatever like tore him apart.
Yeah, they tore apart his flagship and flaghead.
I get the feeling that it's an instance of, like, he survived his ship being blown up, but one of the insectoids managed to eat him whole, and then 7 hours later, you know the drill.
Anyway.
Assuming that works in the insect kingdom.
So, yeah, with that said, we're gonna go to Facina to frickin' stop Oikani again.
Oikani.
Well,
let's just call him Andrew to keep it simple. I mean, that's what Nintendo stuck to since its inception, and nowadays with, like, the rebooted series. So
can you hear me, Star Fox?
I can't believe you're still alive.
I knew you'd show up eventually. That's my best Andrew impression.
It's fine.
But the whole, like, long face look that they kept from Assault is kind of odd compared to everyone else's art style.
Yeah, it's kind of funny looking back on it, especially now, like, with, like, given the fact that they've essentially rebooted the franchise again, and they're pretty much going back to the basics with, like, the Star Fox 64 models. And thinking back on it, Andrew had a big fucking schnoz. Which thankfully they shrunk with Zero and onward.
Oh, and Lucy, freaking Peppy's granddaughter or daughter, or whatever, is coming with us. Also, as Oikani and everyone else has been mentioning, so our big baddies is still the Anglar Empire. It seems like, if I'm correct,
that's right, I forgot about them.
Yeah, if I'm correct, the Anglar Empire, they also are from Venom, but they're from the seas of Venom.
Yeah.
Whereas Andros ruled the land.
Basically. I mean, considering the fact that Andros was, well, up and died, the Anglo army saw that as their opportunity to come out of the waters.
And basically take over. They're basically Venom's equivalent of Atlantis.
Right, and they saw a chance to have a power struggle. So now we have ourselves a new map, and you got the drill at this point. At this point, I'm probably just going to kind of be pretty casual.
So, from what I remember of Lucy in this game, she's supposed to be a teacher here on Facina.
Yes, and that's why we're helping to save her school. There's a base, and
You know, how oddly convenient that someone who's essentially just a grade school teacher or whatever is also has their own pilot's license.
Oh, of course, Peppy taught her the best. Anyway, so it's Slippy. We're gonna go.
And I doubt that's the case, but I wouldn't be surprised if she's one of the few characters that could do the best, or has the most amount of energy, so she could spare a roll the longest.
I think so. It definitely looked like she could go. It definitely looked like on the overmap she could travel a bit farther than the others.
Maybe. Ow.
There we go.
No, you're doing it. No, you don't run into the giant laser beams, you silly.
Well,
hey, you barrel roll into them.
I can't just evade the giants. I can't just evade the giant laser beam hype. That's exactly what the giant laser. No, I was going to finish the joke. I was going to say, I can't just avoid the giant laser beam attack hype. That's what the giant laser beam's expecting me to do.
Hey, kids, remember...
And I can't let them get in my head.
Hey, kids, remember when you could angle your ships in the other games?
Let's kill that. Let's use that missiles. Yeah,
I mean, those buttons weren't just for the sake of barrel rolling. You can also just angle your ship in a certain way so you can cross those more narrow paths.
Let's go.
I forget, where are the red squares again?
Those are just areas I can't cross. I don't know why. Just they're meant to be walls. Anyway, so found ourselves a base, and if I clear this out, I'll get a couple more turns to survive.
You know what? I know this is a stupid joke, but I have this image in my mind where it's like, on the map they're represented as red squares, but what if in real time, like out in space, they're just like giant red brick walls.
Oh my
Ouch. Who has the time to build these?
Pepper.
Also, Lucy's theme is as weird and cute and quirky or whatever as the character's meant to be. Come on, lock on.
For what it's worth, like, the soundtrack isn't terrible. It's just that, well, it's a DS game that tries to stick more true to the series' more orchestral, quote unquote, roots.
Yeah, and don't mind the weird movement of the ship. That's just me trying to get it to recognize my stylus.
Yeah, because you have to like spin the stylus around it to do a barrel roll.
Yeah, I think we did bring that up in the last part.
Well, to be fair, it's been a while since we.
Yeah,
did the last part,
I should stress that it has been about a few weeks since we did the first part. So we do apologize if we do end up repeating stuff that we've already said in the first part. So bear with us.
It's not. There's not really.
Or should I say, bear with us?
There's not really a whole lot we have to do, and yes, that is my...
I think I grew older after that joke, Peppy.
And yes, I love that. And yes, that is now my gut response is making that stupid noise as I'm... Okay, got some time, and there's Oikuni.
Somewhere down the line, Oh, hello. Wow.
Yeah, a lot of stuff to do.
Well, good thing. Let's go kick some ass. But, yeah, now that I think about it, I do need to get back to playing Starlink soon, because I actually haven't even finished it yet.
Oh, that is actually something I can talk about. Is a recent report has stated that I guess Ubisoft is officially they're officially canceling all future production of the physical toys. Everything's going to be digital now.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, are we really that shocked that it was going to underperform considering they were trying to cater to a dead market?
Because like Skylanders is even done now. They don't do Skylanders anymore.
Well, they do Skylanders, just not the toys.
Right.
And in fact, I think their last thing that's like iOS exclusive. I think that was handled by a third party. So I have heard it's done pretty well.
Here we go.
But yeah, otherwise, they're not gonna do any more of the toy stuff. But like, I do remember hearing that they are still
make sure
like,
you barrel roll at least once.
Yeah, it's funny thinking back. But anyway, what was I about to say? I do remember hearing that they are gonna make a few more updates to the actual game itself, which is nice. Like, they did say it was a passion project for them, and, well, honestly, it's kind of sad thinking about it, because if it weren't for Star Fox, that whole thing would have just been ignored completely.
That kind of goes without saying, which is a shame, because I feel like, not that I don't appreciate Star Fox's presence, but I do think, for what I've seen of, like, the main campaign, it looked fine enough, but yeah, it really is one of those instances where it's like, people would refuse to care if it wasn't for Star Fox.
Yeah, and I mean,
come on, that's what everyone thought during that E3 presentation. Of it, okay.
Like everyone was just like, it looks cute and all. Like, I mean, I don't get it, but I mean, it looks kind of cool. But then we hear the and there was like, and then everyone's ears perked up big time.
Yeah.
Yep, there we go.
You know what? That does make me curious, like, because Nintendo and Ubisoft have been, like, it's no secret that they've been pretty buddy-buddy lately between, like, oh yeah,
on it.
I was about to say it's no secret they've been pretty buddy-buddy between Mario and Rabbids and then Star Fox with Starlink. Kind of makes you wonder, like, if you could pick, like, another franchise for Ubisoft to kind of tamper with their own flair, which one do you think they should do?
Hard to say, really. I mean, honestly, you could put Rayman in just about anything, but,
I think Rayman, honestly, I feel like Rayman and Kirby could have something going there.
Well, I didn't really mean so much in the sense of, like, well, I guess in the sense of, like, their properties crossing over. I just meant, like, in general, if Ubisoft were to tamper with another one. Honestly, as weird as it would seem, I actually would be interested to see how exactly Ubisoft would handle a Wario game.
That would be interesting. I still think that, especially with the whole Beyond Good and Evil stuff, I still think that something to do with Metroid could work well.
I could see that, or maybe do their own interpretation of Zelda, which essentially may as well be good Beyond Good and Evil.
Finally, give us the futuristic Zelda we want.
Yeah.
Also something that I should have explained a while ago is that with the charging up the laser, you'll notice that like sometimes like I can charge multiple times on one enemy. That's mainly because one charge shot does not guarantee that it's going to kill the thing immediately. It will guarantee a hit, but it won't kill it unless you reach the full max and the reticle goes to diagonal. Then you're going to kill it in one hit.
And just to repeat a point we probably already made in the first part, not every character could do lock on.
Yeah, Slippy cannot do a lock-on, but his shots are a bit more powerful by
Also,
themselves.
some characters that can do more than one lock-on. I think Fox is one of the only exceptions, along with some others that, well, I don't even remember.
That's a thing.
But then you got special cases like, say, again, Slippy with his plasma shot, or Panther from Star Wolf, who literally has a "fuck you, I win" shotgun effect.
Yeah, we'll be playing this. We'll be playing as those other ones. Those other characters you play more in other stories. So I'm not going to be showing off every character in this current run.
Just real quick, when James accidentally, made that slip of the tongue before he said it was either Peppy or Slippy, one of the two. For a minute, that slip of the tongue almost made me think he was about to say Santa, and that just made me imagine Santa driving an R-Wing.
In the sleigh, is like, I'm coming out of retirement for this one last job.
Use the boost to get through, Fox.
And see, now that
You've been very naughty, Star Wolf.
And see, that's just making me think of the Santa Claus from SpongeBob that was just losing his mind until he realized he needed to control, like, whoo! Grab the reins.
Here you see Santa doing his yearly thing of delivering presents to the kids, and all of a sudden Wolf comes in. It's like, can't let you do that, Saint
Nick. Yes.
And he just steals the bag of presents. How the wolf stole Christmas.
You're good, but I'm better. But the real truth.
I just imagine, like,
Go ahead.
after Wolf steals the presents, just in the background you hear Leon going, "You're a mean one, Mr. Wolf."
I see that. I see it as like an actual, like, a coming up, a one-up story where literally the whole point is that he's actually trying to. Oh, nice, got a bomb. He's actually trying to do a better job at delivering presents because he's faster with his Star Wolf ship. He's like, "You're good, but I'm better," and starts delivering everyone in the starship. And that's what compels Santa Claus to get on this R-Wing market to step up competition.
Although that does make me wonder. Say if Santa Claus was a thing in the Star Fox universe, what sort of animal would he be?
A polar bear.
Wow, seems we've reached an impasse.
I was honestly thinking of German Shepherd.
That could work
I can see that too. Especially on frickin' Corneria, yeah.
Which is pretty much nothing but dogs.
Isle of Dogs.
Dogs, and aren't there like some cats there too?
There might be.
Maybe.
Because isn't a cat also from Corneria?
It's hard. You know what? That's like the one thing that they never entirely elaborate on, like the origin story behind some of the characters. Like, honestly, the only one I remember off the top of my head is Fox, who, honestly, I'm shocked even Starlink acknowledges this. He's from a planet called Palpatine.
Oh, I missed one. Wait, no, actually, okay, I got just the. Oh wait, I must have hit just the
Your
edge
wing
of the last
clicked through
one.
one of the squares just in the nick of time.
Perfect.
Damn.
Yeah, but be very careful. If you mess up, it is just an instant, like, you die.
But yeah, no, the only one I know off the top of my head is Fox is from a planet called Palpatine, which I don't believe you ever go to in the Star Fox series as a whole.
No, in fact, the only time I ever saw it, period, was in a Fox in space.
Which honestly, I can't help but feel they only did that for the sake of a Star Wars reference.
Yeah, because it's all
Probably,
Tatooine.
because I was about to say, like, you said we don't go to it, but is it ever really acknowledged in any other game? Because it kind of makes me wonder how exactly they pulled out a name like that.
It might have been acknowledged in some supplementary material and like in an instruction manual. I know it was referenced in like that really old Star Fox comic that Mr. Ito made for Nintendo Power. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, again, there's that, and of all things, fucking Starlink actually acknowledges it. Like, fucking hell.
Which, if you are right that it's only like from supplementary intro, then yeah, you're right. It is kind of a testament to how much they really like their Star Fox.
So I picked Lucy for this because I knew I was going to run out of fuel immediately.
Time out.
Which I feel is dumb. I feel there are two things that are dumb. One is that only one character actually fights the boss. Like, what the heck are the other two doing? Sipping coffee?
I still think it's kind of stupid that the timer doesn't reset whenever you go to a new area.
Let's go with Slippy, who has like low health.
Well, that's just the name of the game. You're pretty much doing all this in real time. There's no time for gas breaks.
Well, it's more so a matter of, like, I can't help but think that it might make certain moments in the game a little unfair. Like, if you go to, like, a part where it's like, oh, you only have 2 seconds left, like, how can you be expected to do that?
You
well,
can't.
yeah, that's just
Oof.
it. Like,
Oof.
it's all a part of the whole real-time strategy aspect this game is going for, where you have to work with the clock as best as you can and refuel it if you're able to.
Whoops.
God forbid that the clock ticks off even when you're in menus.
Oh,
There we
that
go.
would
Super
that
bomb.
would suck. Believe you me, that would suck.
Even he thinks it would suck.
Oh, I don't think it took any damage.
Whoop.
I'm not finished with you.
Cool.
Yeah, I tried my best.
You stay right there.
Okay.
Well then, there goes all its arms.
Destroy the legs.
Oh, a lot of fuel cell got dropped. Nice. I need all that fuel. All
But yeah,
the fuel.
Now that I think about it, I was goddamn. Where's all this surplus when Lucy was trying
Lucy
to
was
fight
there?
this thing?
She didn't kill the legs. Okay, that should be enough.
But
Bye,
I
Andrew.
was
Bye,
actually
Andrew.
about to question why the hell Andrew's riding on a freaking crab robot, but then I realized, oh wait, he's technically working with the Angler army, so
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's
it
going
was probably
nuts.
loaned off to him.
Ow.
Yeah, nah, yeah. Thank you, Star Fox. He's dead. Right, be the Emperor.
Wouldn't it be a terrible accident if one of those giant sky lasers accidentally hit him?
Wouldn't it just? I just imagine like at this point he just falls down. I'm bad at this.
Well, at least there was friendly fire.
You still beat me. Yeah.
Yep.
Every time. You go as often as you want. You're still gonna lose. Like this is like what, the 6th time we've beaten you? It doesn't. Just because you're working for. Just because you're not working for. Just because you're working for a different employer doesn't make you suddenly good.
Yeah, seriously.
So,
So
mission
on that note, for
complete.
Gina's finito.
Ha.
Gina sounds like a Mexican dish.
It
does.
sounds like, honestly, you say that, honestly, it makes me, it sounds like something you'd order at Starbucks.
And you know what? It seems fitting since I actually just had Mexican for dinner.
I'm gonna have that tomorrow probably. So far our mission to try and get a force capable of defending the universe from the Anglars is working, except there is one member we're missing.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Gee, I wonder who this other member we're missing is.
Okay, it is Pepe's daughter. My bad.
Well, who did you think she was?
His granddaughter. He's old looking.
Well, true. But then again, she is old enough to run a school.
Yeah, but Pepe's
Way
like
to rub it
su-
in, Lucy.
Yeah, the whole. Oh, Lucy and Crystal got to be pretty good friends. It's like, thanks for the reminder, Slippy.
Yeah.
Now I
this
get to
game
get
is
all
not
the
so-
gossip.
This game is not subtle in the slightest with kicking Fox in the dick for what he did to Crystal.
It's drama.
That's exactly what it is.
That's,
This is a straight up space drama.
It's very sad and lonely since you
Or,
just.
no, it's a straight up space opera.
It's, did you want to try to find her? It was the whole. We were to keep her safe.
At the same, yeah, trying to keep a
Right.
character, keep her safe, even though she was even though she's the one that's been doing as much of the keeping us safe as I have. So it's like,
She spent all of her first game trapped in a crystal like Zelda.
yeah, and she pretty much returned the favor tenfold by assault. So what the fuck, Fox?
That is true.
Yeah, I understand. It's for the greater good.
So you say the team was more important than her? Wow, Lucy's laying in deep. Lucy, jeez, calm down.
Well, she's sensitive about this kind of stuff.
Jeez, Lucy, calm down. You can't teach a fox old tricks. And he's like, that's not even how we go. Anyway. So we need to try.
I already know.
At some point
I know how to love Lucy.
Da-da-da.
Yeah, you clearly understand the
course,
fucking
Lucy.
century, dude.
Don't apologize.
Yeah, it was my fault. I'll do something
She's
about it later.
So she's gonna have to Cornelia. We'll talk later. Gotta check on Papa.
I think this is the last time we actually see Lucy in this scenario.
I think so too. It's not until because again, there'll be parts where we can branch off. We can go check in on Peppy. We can go do other things, but we're kind of locked into one.
I want to
mission.
say with the default campaign, the few characters that you will unfortunately have to miss out on are there's this one monkey pilot named Dash. And then there's also Bill, who appears in I think you still find him in what's that one?
The one with the
place?
giant mothership. I forget what it's
Katina.
called.
Katina. That's it. Katina.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah, Slippy's got a fiance.
Holy cow, Slip! And to think who'd have thought that the rookie would be the first one to get a date?
And immediately Rob is like conveniently, oh yeah, cool, that shit, yeah, the planet, yeah, it's totally under attack.
What? Oh no!
Rob sent a message to Falco.
Oh sweet.
Yeah, it's like, oh, they're being attacked.
You don't suppose that those are the in-laws?
Yeah, we have to go to Amanda. We're not checking in on Cornelia this time.
Wouldn't that be some dickheaded shit if we just up and left her?
Yeah, which, as you notice in that cutscene, it is possible to skip dialogue that you've seen before, which is at least somewhat helpful for making the repeat playthroughs a little easier.
Can I just make one comment real quick? The fact that they're contacting Falco, and I can already imagine, like, when Falco gets the call, he's literally just racing through space like, break!
Double tipped.
Except this time of poo break, he's literally gonna bust some heads, the old-fashioned Star Fox.
Oh, jeez, he's been... let's be honest. Given the character of Falco, he's thinking, paycheck!
Yes.
Wait, penchant?
Paycheck.
Oh, paycheck,
hey, Falco.
okay.
Still the same old Slippy. Falco!
You're back!
Yay. And again, they're using almost all the same, like, pitch and voice clips from the original, so he's all deep voice now.
Yeah, I mean...
Some info for you. Yeah, because, check it. We were just having some lore about her earlier. Trying to learn what's been going on. Is that actually in his bounty hunting days... wait, come on. I want to hear all the juicy... Gosh, dang it. I want to get the juicy deets.
He's keeping the deets on a leash until we give him his paycheck.
So I think it was explained at some point that Falco just started becoming just a straight up bounty hunter in his time away.
Pretty much, yeah. Like he's just been a drifter, searching for any bounties he can get his hands on.
Or at least Nintendo's definition of bounty hunter.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Here, let's go there. Again, if it looks like I'm doing this quicker and faster each time, it's that legitimately on missions like this, I actually died like 3 or 4 times because these freaking I hate these ships. These fish ships suck so much.
First of all, they're fucking huge.
Second off, we're flying underwater.
Don't ask. Third off, these things can hit pretty hard, and it's like you have to spin almost to get it to hit right. But these things have such look at how narrow these little needle point things that you're supposed to hit are. And I just don't know. I have no strategy besides just spin and pray.
Looks like the needle points themselves take a lot of damage too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, send those back.
But actually, I was actually gonna comment real quick on Hype's whole snark comment about Nintendo's definition of bounty hunting. To be fair, I think what Falco was doing before coming back to Star Fox is more along the lines of being a bounty hunter than what Samus has done her entire career.
Or Captain or Captain Falcon.
That too. Well, then again, they never really go far. They never actually show us what Falcon's doing beyond the racetrack,
or the Smash field.
Which part of me would like them to do that, considering the fact that we now have racing games that have replaced Captain Falcon and F-Zero. I feel like they could do something with that world.
Yeah, seriously, give us a Captain Falcon bounty hunting game by Platinum. People would eat that shit up.
Oh, that would actually be pretty cool.
But
he used to be a boxer, wasn't he?
Maybe? I'm not sure.
Wait, he used to be a mobster?
Boxer.
Oh, boxer. Okay.
Honestly, Captain Falcon could strike me as someone who used to have ties to the underground at one point, but he's a good soul at heart now. So he always has been. We're just completely lying out of our asses. It's funny thinking. I think I've said this before, during our other our Metroid stuff, and I'll say it again. It's like we all know that. Well, they tend to say she's a bounty hunter, even though by what she does, what we've seen her do in the series, it's like. No, she's more along the lines of a mercenary.
Right, she's paid, and she works for...
She's a hired gun for the Galactic Federation.
Right, that's mainly more what she does. She goes after She's never come in with like Kraid in handcuffs like here he is.
Which
the only time she ever did that was with the baby Metroid.
Right.
Right, which even then, look how long frickin' that lasted.
Yeah. Which, I mean, again, I think it's though. Actually, I shouldn't say it again because this is honestly the first time I'm saying it. It's honestly funny to me that, well, they still go with the whole bounty hunter run for Samus, and yet, well, they're pretty straight and clear on what the Star Fox team are.
Right.
Like, there's no wrong definition there outside of, well, what a barrel roll is.
Yeah. So yeah, at this point, I'm just gonna say right now, crap, it was too fast. So I'm gonna say right now, with these guys, you're probably better off using smart bombs because you can take out all of their tech.
Yeah.
Because notice how all of those little needle points were taken off just so I could even start attacking this thing normally.
I feel like for these kinds of creatures, it would probably be best to use someone who has like stronger or bigger shots, like Slippy.
Right.
Anyway, if I can go back to Samus real quick, I think the only explanation I can think of as to why they don't just call her an outright mercenary is that they probably think that calling her a mercenary would be a bit too, grisly for someone that you're supposed to, follow and root for.
But Star Fox is that.
Star Fox is a mercenary team, yet we root for them all the time.
And
excuse me. Well, what am I trying to say? I think, to be fair, like, they established that with Samus first, and at the time they thought that, but I think by the time they got to Star Fox, they're like, maybe we could get away with it.
And they did. Clearly.
Didn't they do that in this? Wait, were they established as mercenaries in the Super Nintendo? Or was that not until 64?
Actually, no. I think with the Super Nintendo game, they were part of the Cornerian army. But by Star Fox 64 and onward, that's when they were retconned the mercenaries.
Become independent. Yeah, that makes more sense. Which, I mean, I like the idea of that because it makes them more independent and less like they're less tied down to some code. They're the kind of guy like
and
we do things
guys,
their own way.
And at least the funnier imagery, like General Pepper literally signing a bill that is pretty fucking steep.
What?
Exactly.
But yeah, the come on, there.
Die already.
But yeah, I mean, it was by 64 and onwards that
Oh.
they became the whole like, we may not always agree with your methods, but gosh dang it, you get the job done. You get results.
And boy, do you get the job done.
Another missile.
No.
I forget. Have we already touched upon missiles yet?
Not
we did.
these kind yet. Well, we've touched upon.
Oh, hey!
Lucy.
Oh.
Oh no, Lucy, it's Amanda.
It's Amanda.
Hey, Amanda.
Hey, frog boobs.
They're not pronounced enough.
I'd rather not think of it like that, but okay. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can intercept the missile here, and maybe closer to there, and then you are gonna intercept the missile there.
And Fox is just gonna go home and get some
Fox,
hot cocoa for the crew.
You're over there, jump and press the circle button. Amanda, you're gonna go over there, and
Rob,
team.
you stay in the van. You don't eat chicken.
come on, nice, got him, nice. So. Yeah, we have not addressed rock. Normally, I could fire a missile back at the missile, I think, but I wanted to take out that enemy group first. So with missiles, they're pretty much similar to UFOs, except a little bit more harsher. You're going to be in a race, and you need to go through all of these accelerator blocks. They're called accelerator blocks, I
Are they
guess.
lenient with it, or does it have to be all of them?
It
It has to be everyone.
It has to be all of them. Otherwise, the missile will get away from you.
Right. It is very fast, and they're going to get progressively smaller, and there.
Oh, that doesn't take long.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that seemed easy.
this is the closest that that Star Fox Command gets to the franchise's on-rail routes. But yeah, you pretty much got 64 seconds to pretty much get rid of everything else. Think you're up for the job?
Well, first let's check
let's
out
see.
this missile. Also, here's Falco's. Again, I do like with this game how both the HUD below and in this game every person has their own unique R-wing.
It is
Yeah.
pretty. It is easily the highlight of Star Fox Command's overall design, and honestly, something I kind of wish they would expand upon more in like later games.
I wish Zero had this idea where like everyone like it would make it so much cooler to like see them. Nice. Almost missed that one, but I think it would have been cooler to hang on to this idea of like, because then you could more like quickly tell them all apart when they're all in the overworld, like flying around you.
Right. And honestly, imagine to say like you're playing a session of Star Fox Zero, and like for one stage you decide to pick, I don't know, Slippy instead, and like it's Fox behind the lines, and maybe every once in a while you gotta save his rear end.
Right. Oh jeez, they were taking out this moon
I
and
do.
everything.
I do want to ask though, like, just you guys were talking about how like you wish they would still carry over elements from Command into the newer games. I guess I could ask, like, it kind of goes without saying that Star Fox nowadays is kind of riding, even more so than before, kind of riding on the coattails of 64. Like, do you think that, like, in spite of the new direction that they're going, that it is still possible for them to, like, bring back characters from, like, previous games? Like, what do you think the odds are that we'll ever see Crystal again?
Slim to none.
Probably not right
Because
now.
honestly, I think with the new direction, they just want to pretend. They want to pretend that everything post Star Fox 64 never happened.
It's like a reboot, yeah. I feel like it's the same reason why we don't really see.
Like, you know what? Now that I think about it, like, I say, you know what? I should probably take back what I said. Maybe it's not so much slim to none, but like, there could be a chance, like, if they want to ever make a sequel or a new game altogether, they could bring her back. But at the same time, I think they would, like, heavily rewrite her character.
Which, honestly, I don't mind that too much.
But I will say that one thing that I did like. Okay, let's take out another one. One thing I did like that. Oh, by the way, here's Amanda's ship.
Yep, it's a fucking tadpole.
Oh.
It has some odd maneuverability, but again, it has some pretty good charge shots.
Honestly, I feel like out of all of them, this one looks the most like it was made for underwater swimming in mind.
Oh, of course, yeah. Okay, where's the next one? What was I saying? I feel like one thing I will say, one thing I did like Star Fox Adventures for was I like that it branched into a different genre. I would like to play a Star Fox game that wasn't just a straight shoot 'em up.
I mean, I don't. I'm sort of half and half on it because I feel like when it comes to Star Fox, people primarily play it for, well, it being a straight up shooter game, and a shooter game where, well, you have, well, it's a shooter game where you're playing it where you have a whole bunch of animals and you're just shooting and shooting. You get my drift.
How about something along the lines of this? Like, take the core concept of what they were trying to do with Assault, but try to improve upon its faults and make it like its own experience.
I mean, I feel like that's the most logical thing they could do. And to an extent, Star Fox Zero did try to do something along those lines. They just had to fit it more into the mesh that, well, Fox and his crew are never out of their ships. That's why we had the chicken walker.
That was funny, but yeah.
And whatever mileage they got out of the gyro wing,
I guess to an extent, Landmaster.
All right, let's explore these areas and see if we can find the last couple
of
people.
I feel like if there ever is a proper sequel, I wouldn't mind them doing on foot stuff again. It's just that, well, we've come very far in terms of like how those kinds of games are designed, and I think it would make proper sense for, well, a Star Fox Assault sequel or a reboot or whatever to make those necessary changes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Also, I'm so sorry. When I'm hearing this music, like with these horns, all I'm thinking of is Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire.
I do kind of get slight Pokemon vibes.
Yeah,
from this,
they pretty much did rely on very similar sound fonts. In fact, in a similar way, I also think back to not just those games, but also the original Resident Evil 2.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, say what you will about that soundtrack and how, well, I mean, it is a really good soundtrack. It's just that there are some cases where you do hear those for better or worse, iconic horns.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, I think I was watching Joel play We Heart Katamari, and it was so dumb. Someone gave him a freaking sound font for let's kill that guy. Someone gave
that noise.
Someone gave him the sound font for the Resident Evil 1 horns.
Oh, dear God. Director's cut horns?
Yeah, the...
good old
fart horns.
Fart symphony straight from Wario's ass.
It was so weird, those horns.
Hey, never let it be said Never let it be said I'm not an opportunist.
You're a cultured man, Wario.
Especially when the paycheck is just right.
I did, but that is something. I am hoping we get a new Wario game for Switch.
Oh, dude, a Wario Land sequel for the Switch would just, that would be great.
Especially if they went all that mile to do something like what Shake It did again.
That would be nice, though. I honestly wouldn't also mind them just, well, maybe asking help from either shit, Retro or even Ubisoft to
Oh,
make
Retro
that
could
make
be
that
cool.
that interesting 2.5D experience for the character.
Like, if not that, it's like, I would love a new land game. That 2.5D idea is pretty good. I honestly wouldn't even mind the idea of them returning to something what they tried to do with Wario World, but that, again, fix upon its problems.
A
Right.
Wario World 2 by Platinum.
Hmm.
That'd be great. But actually, now that I think about it, I just remembered something, and you know what? I just realized we ran out of time for me to talk about it.
Well, we can talk about it in the next part. So,
Which is also going to be the finale of our Star Fox Command mini commentary.
So yeah, join us for what will be the little finale of this particular arc of Star Fox Command, and then take this example of how long these parts have been, and let that help with your opinion of if you should pick up the game to do 7 other campaigns based on this one.
Shouldn't stuff like that be best saved for the credits?
Yeah, you're right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Until next time.